So we have the one box. That side seems to be strong. This side a little too weak. Oh well. This got it all out. And let's see. And then I also have something else that arrived yesterday. So why don't we go ahead and begin with Attack on Titan Part 2, which looks like it maybe saw a little action. And this should be the limited edition version that has a container for both parts. Yeah, you can see that took a little damage there, but it should still hold everything just fine. So this is the second part there, and then we got, ooh, pretty. We got the insert. Nothing inside there. All right, nice and simple. Let's see. Oh, okay. So let's just go ahead and take a look at this first. We got Attack on Titan Part 2. 2 discs here, 1 loose disc here. I think these are the Blu-ray discs. This one says Blu-ray. I can't see, yeah, the one underneath it says Blu-ray as well. And then in the middle here, just like the previous release, we have a little booklet. I think what I did with the last lenticular 3D thingamajigger is I put it on the inside like that. I'll probably put this in here as well. So as you can see, it's Region A. And right here I have Attack on Titan Volume 1. There you go. I'd like to say that's all of it, but of course I think they're starting to work on more. We've got the Blu-ray version of Kampfer. Complete collection, 12 episodes and 2 OVAs. I think the DVDs were released separately for this. I.e. the collection and the OVAs were 2 separate. Video or audio is Japanese only, Region A only. So it's a pretty straightforward Sentai catching up on releasing Blu-ray versions of other things they've released. Next up we've got Pokemon Adventures in Unova 1. Which is more 5th gen stuff, I think. Obviously I haven't been watching a whole lot of this and catching back up on it. Eventually I'll probably start doing that. Actually, maybe sooner rather than later, considering I'm getting back into Minecraft. And Pokemon's just the right kind of mindless thing to have on in the background. Don't need to pay too much attention to it. Disc 3. So this one set has 4 discs in it. The pure dragon type, I don't know, stuff. Pokemon. Names I cannot remember. Next up we've got Ghost in the Shell 25th Anniversary Edition. She actually looks kind of like an old man on the front of that. That's what I'm used to seeing on the cover. I'm not seeing if this says it's Blu-ray or DVD, but I think I would only need the Blu-ray version since I do have it on DVD already, I guess. Although, with this sticker up here, this makes me think that somebody other than the usual suspects released this. I see Manga Entertainment on the back. Anchor Bay. There we go. They probably are either related to manga or just kind of licensing it from them or something like that. So, we've got the Blu-ray. First of all, down here it says Region A only, English and Japanese. The Japanese is Dolby Digital 2.0, English is 5.1. And I don't know much about the content of this. Okay, we've got a little booklet in here. Might be a good excuse to rewatch the movie. And as you can see here, 25th anniversary, Blu-ray version. Pretty straightforward. And then we've got a Valvrave, which is I guess looking at it like this is the way to go. So it's pretty much a lot like Aniplex's Bakemonogatari releases. Well, I guess technically Monogatari. And because I can preserve this piece of paper on the outside, I guess I will. And so we've got discs 1 and 2. I guess we do have inside art. Did I look carefully in disc 1 here? Probably makes sense since there's probably less discs in this release than there are in the Japanese release, I guess. So there would be more artwork. Here's a little poster thingy. An interesting and unusual shape. Not bad, but unusual. We've got some postcards. I guess you can tell this is a pretty mecha show, i.e. they're showing off mecha designs as opposed to character designs. Not that I'm saying it's good or bad, just an observation. And then of course you have the 2 remaining little things, which would be the proof of purchase and questionnaire. And I think that's it for all of this week's anime DVD collection update. I think the Attack on Titan is probably the most notable thing here. I get to finally catch up to everybody until new episodes start coming out, and then I get to wait another couple of years. Woohoo! So let's see. Other things. So I don't remember how much of Tamako Market I had watched by the episode I recorded last week. I know I recorded it pretty late, but I don't think I had finished Tamako Market. I probably went to work. Oh yeah, I probably recorded it in the afternoon and posted it. So there's a good chance that for Tamako Market I was probably just finishing it up, maybe. I guess overall it was a pretty entertaining show. I kind of remember vaguely talking about it last time and enjoying the bird, and still enjoyed the bird. And then some of the stuff happened around it. I mean, he kind of seems like slightly more, I don't know. Hard to decide what to say about that because I've already gone past it and watched a couple series, of course. One of those is a Gatchaman Crowds, or at least the first season of it. I think there's a second season. And I thought that was pretty fun. Kind of surprised that it's a pretty average ranking, but sometimes there's an element of preference there. Some people just don't preference it. I know for me, I actually thought that the main character was pretty fun to watch, fun to listen to, fun to hear. Maybe a bit hippie kumbaya-ish, not entirely in line with reality, but I thought that the anime kind of played it very well, where she kind of just could say that sort of stuff because she was trying to just encourage it and be the encouragement. And I don't know. It's maybe kind of uplifting. And then beyond that, I thought it was it's fun when a anime shakes up a genre kind of like it did. I mean, it wasn't anything out there, but at the same time, it kind of set itself up as a superhero sort of setup, and then main character kind of trashes all that and turns everything upside down and causes everybody to question assumptions and whatnot. And if I'm understanding how it ended right, I think that's actually the way it ended is actually kind of appropriate as well. Very fun series. After that, I watched Yuyushiki. I mean, when I got to that point, I was looking at the pile of Blu-rays I have next to my TV and kind of realizing that most of them were very cute girls doing cute things sorts of anime, a wide variety of them, and I was just thinking, well, what do I feel like watching? And I didn't quite feel like watching any of them, so I ended up putting on Yuyushiki, and much to its credit, I think I've talked before about, for some reason, with some anime, I can kind of feel like they introduce the characters at the beginning, and I can just feel that they're kind of just being introduced for the sake of being introduced, as opposed to us jumping into their lives, sort of thing. And for those anime, knowing that I feel that I continue watching it and find it enjoyable anyways, Yuyushiki kind of surprised me by somehow not feeling that way at the beginning, and I'm not entirely sure why. I'm guessing because it kind of kept things simple, and then it kept me entertained because I think some of the humor is very similar to a lot of the humor I would like. Lots of plays on words and puns, most of which I could only just kind of amusingly realize I didn't get because they were, the subtitles were obviously not going to be able to literally translate everything, and you have to listen to their dialogue and realize that it sounds like they're saying the same thing even though they're saying two different things at the same time, sort of thing. So, this would probably be a really good anime for, it'd probably be better if you understood the original language, but if you're slightly detached from the subtitles, maybe you can follow the puns, sort of. Well, I just thought it was fun. Another fun anime. And so, I finished that yesterday, and Valvrave had arrived, and I think Valvrave, I thought that was the anime in which No Senpai, This Is My Battle came from, but I'm not sure. I'm only 2 episodes in, and I obviously haven't seen much about it. So, that was kind of my motivation for wanting to watch it, because it kind of had a little reputation to it, assuming I'm remembering the right anime, but I'll find out in a bit. All I know is I've watched 2 episodes. It's actually pretty reminiscent of Gundam, with maybe a little whatever Code Geass added to its mix was. I mean, it's not like Code Geass, but it does have that similar mysterious powers sort of thing kind of pop up. So it's very un-Gundam-like in that regard, but otherwise it seems a lot like the first episode of Gundam or the first episode of Gundam Seed. I mean, it's basically neutral space colony was actually developing the world's most advanced mobile suit in secret, or pretty much. I mean, it describes all 3 shows to a T, and with Gundam and Gundam Seed, that makes sense. With this one, it's definitely heavily inspired by Gundam in that regard. But I'll have to see where it goes from here, because I'm not entirely sure. Otherwise, it felt weird, but I can't quite piece what was feeling weird about the first episode to me. I can think of some things that were strange, like the main character's decision to climb into the mobile suit felt weird for some reason, and I'm not entirely sure why. And maybe there were other things about it that kind of felt out of place. Maybe it felt like the drawing style was weird. Like there was strange highlighting to the outfits or something. I'm not entirely sure, but I guess that's about it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else worth mentioning. I did notice that Ultimate Girls didn't ship, and that's listed on Amazon but not on Right Stuff, so that makes me wonder how official that listing actually is. I've been looking forward to getting that on DVD because it's one of the series I downloaded, and the more old download series I can get on DVD, the better, in my opinion. Usually. I mean, Speed Grapher was one of those ones where I really prefer the Japanese Duran Duran Girls on Film opening more than the Funimation. It's expensive to license that. You know, and I can't blame Funimation for that, but you know, it's nice to catch up on these old ones, and I know Ultimate Girls isn't that like, but I thought it was kind of an amusing take on the Ultraman concept, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I will have a different opinion if I choose to rewatch it if I buy it, but since it's not listed on the Right Stuff, maybe it's not really listed. It would be an Anime Works release if it was released, so I think there's an element there where we kind of know that Anime Works is unstable releases sort of company at the moment. They've been that way for a couple of years now, which is why next month's release of Holy Night, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to pre-order or not, because I did all the October pre-ordering, and then I noticed that listing was there, and I do believe that is a 2-episode OVA, and I would want to purchase it if it came out, but I guess I should just pre-order it just in case, shouldn't I? Well, I think that about covers everything, and can't think of anything else important to mention. If you're curious about the medical issues, I don't think anybody had any big questions about that. My antibiotics will finally be gone. They will finally run out later this week, and so we'll find out if anything comes back. With any luck, nothing comes back, and so it won't delay any future anime DVD collection updates. Likewise, hopefully the federal court doesn't summon me because I'm on call for jury duty. So y'all have a nice week.